Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I am going on an overnight trip from Cairo to the Black and White Desert, also to the nearest oasis to Cairo. This overnight trip was very highly recommended to me by someone I met along the way, so I decided to go with the same people. I am mostly looking forward to tonight because we will be camping under the stars, and it has just been like a new moon, so I'm hoping that we will see the Milky Way very well. It took about an hour to pick everyone up around the city in the morning, but then we were finally headed into the desert. Get some snacks at the first gas station because the second one is much more expensive. After a good nap in the front seat and 5.5 hours on the road, we finally made it. Alright guys, excuse the annoying noise. I don't know what that is. I think it's some kind of animal, but we have arrived at the Bahariya Oasis, which is the base from where we will be doing our tour, and we are first having lunch here now, and then the rest of our trip is going to be in these 4x4 vehicles. So they will take us deeper into the desert, through the Black and the White Desert, and going to see some springs as well. Apparently around here there should be about 400 springs that have sulfur and other like good minerals in them, so they should be very good for the skin once again. Alright, I will not bother you with this annoying noise any longer. Let's go and have lunch and then get this day started. The lunch was really nice, and I recommend eating as much as you can of the soup and the delicious meal. We were then divided over the cars, and of course I ran to secure myself a great seat. Then off we went. First stop is the Black Desert, and you can see the black rocks around here. I'm guessing it's all volcanic, but it's very fascinating to see, and it's a very beautiful, unique landscape. I've seen a lot of the Egyptian desert by now, and this is definitely different. The Black Desert is scattered with volcanic black stones, and you can see smaller specks of the black rocks in the sand as well. It's so strange to see what looks like air bubbles in these rocks. After the Black Desert, we are now stopping in a small Bedouin village, El Hues, and behind me is a sulfur water source, which you can clearly smell. You can smell the sulfur. It absolutely stinks. If you don't know the Bedouin people, there were also Bedouin people up in the desert in Sinai, as you may have seen in one of my previous videos. More south you had the Nubian people, and here in the desert they also have the Bedouin tribes or villages. We are now stopping at one of those. Those who wanted got to go for a swim here, but most people didn't. We got some cold water and continued driving to the White Desert. I love the Toyota Land Cruisers so much. Once we reached the White Desert, the true movie scenes started rolling past our windows. I was in awe. We have made it to the White Desert, and this is absolutely incredible. Just driving through the landscape of these chalk formations in the middle of the desert was so freaking epic. I really preferred this over the desert tour in Siwa so far, like way more. This landscape is just phenomenal. We kept driving off-road, and the scenery was changing every minute. Wow, that was probably one of the most beautiful drives of my entire life. The scenery was changing so rapidly, just from one extremely beautiful landscape to the next. And now we have finally arrived at our camp, so our drivers are now setting up the tents and the camp for the night, where we will be staying. And I keep seeing these paws in the sand, and this national park is home to quite a few special endangered animals also. and one of them should be a desert cat. And I wonder if these paw prints are actually of the desert cat. We should do some sandboarding. Also, I'm guessing it'll be on one of these hills around here, which I've done only a couple of days ago already. So I'm very spoiled for the sandboarding opportunities this week. Let's see if it's as steep or even steeper, because I might only do it once. Shortly after arriving, the local inhabitants came to inspect our campsite. It wasn't a desert cat, it was a sand fox. It kept looking for an easy meal up until we were already asleep. We got some good snacks, and as our guides were getting started on preparing the dinner, I climbed up the dune to watch the sunset. These sandboards unfortunately were useless, so we tried an alternative way of getting back down. Wow. I don't even have words for this. It's so pretty, and the acoustics here are just crazy. There's a huge echo, and when you're sitting upstairs, it works kind of like the ancient amphitheaters. So you can hear pretty much, like, I won't say everything, but a lot you can hear up there. It's so fascinating. Let's see if dinner is almost ready. I'm so excited for the stars, you guys. Oh my goodness. Dinner was then served, some orzo soup and vegetables with rice and chicken. But I was the last in line, and I got the worst piece. I got a chest piece, which seemed to have fallen in the sand, and all I was eating was sand. Luckily, I had plenty of food already because I didn't end up eating it. Our guides did some cleaning up and prepared us some tea on the fire. We then got to choose if we wanted to sleep in a tent or under the stars. And of course, I slept under the stars. I was very comfortable and warm in my sleeping bag and with bacon as a pillow. This was a dream come true. I counted shooting stars until I fell asleep. Good morning, guys. After a beautiful night of sleeping underneath the stars, seeing some shooting stars as well, they are now preparing us breakfast. We are kind of waiting for the sun to rise, but since we are surrounded by the mountains, we can't really see the actual sunrise, which is a bit of a shame. But all the cars are involved in our camp, so we obviously can't just take the car and go watch the sunrise. Although I see some people have climbed the dune to see on the other side of the mountain, which is impressive, especially given that the sand is really cold right now. It did cool down quite a bit during the night, so yeah. Luckily we had the sleeping bags, which were perfect, and I'm so glad I brought bacon. Bacon is a perfect travel pillow. And now we are all kind of getting ready slowly for the rest of our day. It is my last day on this Egypt trip. I can't believe it. I'm happy to see my family tomorrow, but also really sad that this epic adventure is almost coming to an end. It's been my pleasure once again to bring you along. Let's see what the rest of the day has in store for us. We had a good breakfast to start the day, the sun peaked above the mountain, and in no time our camp was gone and so were we. Our only stop that was left for the day was the Crystal Mountain. This is so cool, you guys. The whole rock here is made up out of quartz crystals. This is so cool. Wow. The whole thing is one giant crystal everywhere you look. We headed back to the oasis for a proper toilet stop and to pick up people's big bags before stopping at a local shop for some provisions. Once again, get your stuff here and not at the other one, guys. Then we drove for 4.5 hours back to the city. The driver even shared his snacks. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't want to miss any of the adventures that are coming up in the future. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!